Yo yo, so hello everybody. So I'm gonna start doing these. I'll try at least once a week. I know I've had a bit of time where I've not really done things like this. Been probably distracted with life lately. I will admit to that one. But yeah, at least once a week I'm gonna try and do these because I know some of you might not have been here for a long time, but when I first started this, I was quite proactive in doing videos like people put trades what they've done in, and then I would review them, like using my experience to see where you could have gone right, where you could have gone wrong. Like I always say, I'm not a mentor. I'm not here to try and teach you, but I could help you. I could educate you in some ways, but I don't want to. I would never be labelled with a teacher or a guru. Not yet, anyway. I don't want to be. I would not want that stress of having to teach people trading because it absolutely fries my mind teaching myself. So teaching someone else would be even harder, but there was something where I could be like, okay, maybe if you did this a bit different, that could help. So yeah, what I'm gonna just do, top-down analysis of EU and GU. See what I look at, see what I'm looking for. I'm gonna trade at the minute, so I'm gonna break that trade down that I'm in. So on the monthly, obviously we've started this month quite bullish. Started this one quite bullish. We've had a big, what did we have? One, two, three, four, five just non-stop bullish months from February. We had a bit of a pullback at the beginning of the year, and it's just been non-stop. Then we had this here. So I'm thinking maybe we're going to push up into this gap and then go down. Like we've had such a big push up, it's got to pull back eventually. But where to? Where from? Like this could just been a pullback. Like I always keep saying on my outlooks, I want this to be up to the weekly now. I keep saying on my outlooks, I want this to be like the zone where we possibly could start get a big retracement from. Like, where's this retracing from? Like nothing really. Okay, you've swept liquidity. Okay, you've swept liquidity. It's not really a proper zone. Unless you say it were a chain, I don't know. I've not really thought of that before. I said it were a chain, break structure chain, break structure chain, break structure. Okay, and you could have this, but then that's failed if it were a chain. You know what I mean? Right, this is probably going to be a last point of supply, and then it's failed. So the past few weeks have been quite bearish. So I am kind of hoping that it will target this. I know this week started off pretty bullish so far. Going to try and hopefully, if it is going to turn bearish, it's probably going to be today at the maximum. It's probably going to put up to there just for the data, obviously. On bullish weeks, Monday, Tuesday are normally the low of the week, and on bearish weeks, Monday, Tuesday are the high of the weeks. But if we're looking at how the week is forming so far, the high of the week and the low of the week actually is on. No, it's not. Sorry, there's no divider there. So the high of the week is on the Monday. The low of the week is also on the Monday, is it? Yeah. So we're kind of caught between this at the moment, but I'm kind of hoping that we will push up into here and get some kind of reaction, maybe from here, because we've kind of got this here. We've got daily supply there. So you've got your daily supply there. Could it trade up into here? You've got all these gaps that kind of need filling. This has held. We've had a sweep of it, I suppose. How's that? I think we've had a sweep. So, yeah, what is going to happen? Is it just going to hold here? Is it not going to hold here? So that's kind of what I'm looking at the moment. Higher term objectives. I would like it to reach here. GU, like I said, GU is hard at the moment because both pairs are terrible. Like I'm obviously from the UK, and the people in the UK are not happy at the moment. Our Prime Minister is not the best. We have migrants just coming in by the thousands in boats. We don't know who they are. They could be terrorists, they could be whoever. That's a bit of a concern for the British public. Not much confidence in the ruling leaders. So that's making the British economy crap. And then Donald Trump's threatening to fire Powell every 2 minutes. So and just comes out with random tweets that just sends the market AYSO. Probably going to be like this for the next 4 years. Maybe in 4 years, SMC trading will be great again. Make SMC trading great again. So yeah, that's just my analysis on that. Looking at the 4 hour, as we've said, it is what's going off in there. There's not really anything going off in there. If we are going to go short, okay, I'd like it to reach here. We've got a flip zone up there. We've got this further up here, the extreme. So yeah, it's that's just awful, to be fair. I can't believe I actually took a trade in the middle of that. But I'll break down my reason why I took a trade right now. So obviously, and it's doing good. Nice one. So obviously, we're in a squeeze really. I don't really like to trade squeezes. We've got that squeeze there, and then we've got this squeeze here. So it's definitely entering a squeeze. So supply is holding, demand is holding. Which way should I go? And the reason why I have gone long is two reasons. Well, three reasons. So we had the liquidity resting just below the zone here. Liquidity resting there. We've got this demand zone here. What's obviously we've had this sweep. This looks messy. I'm gonna get rid of this. So we've had the sweep of that yesterday, and then whatever that was, and it shot off and made a break of structure, but then held at the supply, and then this supply kind of held, but it's not really broke anything. It's not broke this last bit of demand. Like the push down didn't enter that, or did it? I don't think it did enter that, and it's pushed up. Then it didn't break that. Then it's come down. So my reasons for entering the trade is I like to see double breaks of Asia. We've got a 19 pip. Now, using my data model, which I'm probably going to start bringing up in these calls, because I use a data model, 19 pips is something like a 60% chance that this will break the double side, that this will get broken both sides. We also, I think it's 60% chance the first hour of London will get broken both sides. So I've got two things confirming that maybe these 2 points are going to get broken. So I'm looking for longs at least till we break that. And then it might sweep all this, take out this liquidity here, and then reverse and then come back down. And yeah, that's another argument. But using data in my trading, I know that's got a good chance of double breaking. That's got a good chance of double breaking. So, and we've had the sweep of liquidity. So we've had the sweep of liquidity. I've come into here. My entry for this was a bit like I don't normally use the tappings anymore because I just misload a trade. So we've got the last point of supply there, if you could argue it. We did get a kind of a little reaction there. On the 1 minute, it probably would look better, but you know what I mean? We've had a bit of a reaction, then it's broke through. Then the pullback failed to take that there. It failed to take it. So well, that failed to take that low if it had broke further. And then the candles were kind of messing around. So when I seen that FVG, I seen that push up, and then I seen, well, after I seen that, I just thought I'm just going to enter. It's not a clean entry model. I would not like to use this. It's quite aggressive, but we've had a slight reaction in here, then it failed. It's come back down to here. That's your first point of demand. But what's happening? It's just messing around. It doesn't really know what it wants to do. Then we had the push away on the 3 minute. So that's kind of what I wanted to do. Using the RSI as well. I know not everyone will use the RSI, but there's a bit of an entry model on there. So not today, there isn't. But normally what I like to see on the RSI, we have a lower and then it forms a higher as it's getting lower, which that didn't happen today. But yeah. So that's that. That trade's going good. Can't really complain at that at the moment. Probably going to go break even on that at the moment in a minute if that hits 1 hour. Well, yeah, that's storming up at the moment, so try not to make a loss on that because my trading has been absolutely terrible this year. So I'll jump into EU now. Same top down analysis. Try and shorten this up because I'm at 9 minutes already. I think I kind of waffle on when I do these. But yeah, same as GU, big storm up, so many candles, pull back, okay. Is this pullback going to be short term? Possibly. Is that going to be my target to get a good reaction from? Yes, same as GU. That's what I'm looking for in here. Weekly zone. Not really much has happened. I was hoping, maybe thinking it was going to come down to here. It's been a bit like, a bit all over. I was kind of thinking it was going to come to this point on a break structure, and then had a break structure in here. Swept that. Could say that was a point, a demand, which it has tapped into and then got a reaction. So, yeah, not really noticed that before. I've just got it on the daily. Come to the daily. There's not really to shout about. That's what I mean. For me, we've got this push down, then this push up. So which way is it? Which way is it? That's a lot of momentum. Then it's come, pushed, swept. Not really touched anything of note, really. It's just a lot of messy candles in there, like no really defined sweep or anything. You couldn't even argue that that was a daily. Couldn't really. I don't really like to use bullish candles. Like I've used this wick. You couldn't really say it was all of that. But even just using this candle here, it's still not tapped into it. So justify where that come from was the NFP week. So not really a lot to shout about that. 4 hourly. Could you say that was a point? Well, you could. Bit of a crap point to be fair. What time did it get formed? 2 in the morning. Like, using Neo Neo's models, he likes to look for POIs that form in kill zone, and um, the kill zones are like 12 o'clock to 3, 7 to 11, I think it is. Yep. And then you've got 1 till 3. And then that's like your optimal exit time. I don't really want to go into teaching how Neo trades because that's his prerogative. I use some of his stuff. That's why I have this chart because it's cool. I like to use it. So I'm just checking that. So where did I get up to? Where did I go up to? So yeah, we've come back to the 4 hourly. We've had a reaction from that. That were NFP candle. Then this has just been terrible. Wow, that's even like how are you meant to decipher what direction you're going to trade in? I don't know. So I'm not going to really look at the 4 hour because I don't think that makes any sense. It's a bit awkward. Suppose you've got the 4 hour up here, 4 hour demand supply. You've got that where you could reach for a lot of gaps here to fill. 15 minute. Like I was hoping did that get tapped into? No, that just got missed. I think. Yeah, it just got missed. Oh, it just got tapped into. Strange one, very strange one. Did it get tapped into? Maybe just, yeah. Must have been, yeah, I don't know where we are. Let me get this here. So, what was that? No, we didn't get tapped into. It might have done on some feeds. It might have done on some feeds. Like that's what I mean. Sometimes you can't be like, well, I didn't get tapped into. It missed by 0.001 of a pip. And then on Oanda or another feed, it got tapped into. So sometimes you have got to be aware of that. But yeah, not really much to shout out about on EU today. Obviously, that's turning very bullish. That's a good sign if we've just broke yesterday's previous high. So if you were using this for a tap in, did you have a more of a cleaner entry? Not really. Not really. I suppose you could say that was a reaction. That was a reaction to that. You had a reaction, then you've had the reaction and the failure, and it come back down, swept that liquidity into this zone, possibly. And then you had a push up, and then a push up. No real entries to shout out about, really. I suppose if this candle here would have come and broke this, and then you had the breaker structure, then it's pulled back down into there. Right, yeah, we'll do that again. So I suppose if you had this that broke up there, and that breaker structure, and then it come back down into there, then you could have had a demand to trade into because you've had that confirmed breaker structure there. But it didn't happen like that. That's what I would have liked to see, like on GU, and that was broke, and then it come back. We didn't really have that pull. We didn't really have them pullbacks on. It was just straight line. Didn't really have much of a white candle to go for. So for me, no entry. Obviously, I hope that makes sense why I did that. Obviously, I had that slight little reaction in there, then it broke, then it come back here, messed around, and then we had the push away. That's why I've kind of gone for that. So hopefully that made sense why I took a trade on there. I didn't just take it randomly, and why I didn't take one on here. I suppose you could say, okay, we're getting pushed away, but it's just the no reaction and the no breaker structure. There's no really there to react from. I suppose after that failed, and after this failed here, if it would have come back down to here, then he could have entered. But yeah, okay. So we just had a sweep of previous day's liquidity twice. That now twice. But yeah, I'll wrap it up at that because I've waffled on for 16 minutes. Hopefully, what I've said makes sense. If you like these videos, throw some questions into the Discord, and I'll just go through them. No point me waffling on. Might as well get some use. Anything trading related, I know people used to be a bit more engaged, and we'll get that going again. But yeah, okay. See you next Wednesday. If I don't do one before, I'll try possibly do one for weekly outlooks. I think that could be good. But I'm very busy on weekends, and this group doesn't pay me. Yeah. I do this for free. I do this for the love of the game. But yeah, I will try and squeeze. I'm definitely going to squeeze Wednesdays in. But yeah, if I don't squeeze, um, yeah, if I can't do it in a week, we can't. But definitely Wednesdays will be a thing from now on. Right. See you later. Have a good week. Drop any questions in the Discord about anything. Put your trades in there. Let's get a community of active traders. Also, this Friday is going to be a giveaway of a funded account challenge. Only 5k because we've only got 30 odd members in here. But like I've said, as the members grow, the, I'll just reinvest all the money from the members um, into bigger gifts, cash prizes, stuff like that, and it'll be pretty cool. So I mean, get to like 200 members, that's like a 50k account for someone every week, so every month. So, or I could split it up into like different 10k accounts. There'll be loads of cool. There'll be loads of cool things I can do. So yeah, it'll be good. But yeah, right. Enough of me waffling on. I'll see you later. Bye bye.